Hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, 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 hi. Yeah, hello, 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 hello. Hi. Today is Tuesday instead of Sunday, which is the day that I'm supposed to stream. Because I got caught up at an event and I forgot I had an opportunity to leave like early enough where I would have like been back home. I would have been able to stream. I was feeling good, so I definitely could have done it. But I forgot. And then when I got home, it was really late. So I went to bed and I was like, okay, I'll stream tomorrow. And then I had work the next day. I know that we're not on the just chatting screen. But I'm trying to open Ace Attorney and we'll just jump right into it instead of staying on the thingy for a while. Is that Tomb Raider? Tomb Raider. Anyways, so I think at work when I'm talking to people all day, I use a certain tone of voice that comes off, or not comes off, but it's just not the way that I naturally speak. And I'm not very relaxed when I'm talking, and because of that, what did I do? I think I straightened my voice because I wasn't being careful. So I didn't really feel like up to streaming. So that's what happened on Monday, and then today's Tuesday, and Tuesday I went about my life as normal and can stream. Well, actually I didn't work today, so I didn't have to worry about that mess. And I didn't do anything like too extraneous. I got some packages in the mail, but not the one that I actually like need, because I have like medicine that gets shipped to me. Well, actually, I was thinking about this today. Like testosterone. I take testosterone. And I don't mind mentioning that I do. I am waiting for it. It comes in the mail for me, and it hasn't come yet. I missed my package. It was supposed to be here, or I had to reschedule it. It was supposed to be here today, but I don't know what they did with it. So that's a thing, but it's okay. But my other package came, which was just a bunch of merch. And I was very happy about it. I was like, oh my god, oh, it's so cute. Ooh. I was making a lot of embarrassing noises in response to it because I was very happy. Let me make sure that my thing's working. Okay. Also, as the title suggests, I'm doing laundry. I was supposed to do laundry, excuse me, on Monday, or as soon as possible, probably before the weekend actually, because I had time to do it, and then I didn't, because I'm a liar and a sham. So I have to stay up at least until my laundry's done. And in other news, before we start the game, I am currently writing something. I'm working on a project, just a little writing project, and I don't know how I will give updates on that, because I don't know, because it's supposed to be just written work, but I know people, generally speaking, on like social media, the trend and stuff, people are more interested in images. So like if I made characters today. I gave them names and all that jazz. But I don't I don't know how to talk about it on Twitter. I don't know how people talk about it on Twitter. So I'll probably have to at least give them appearances first. Like they'll probably have to be like properly designed and all that jazz before in order for me to like promote it. Probably either that or I can kind of just look up like what people do in terms of how to promote your book on Twitter. I'll look it up later. I was about to look it up now. I'll be like, oh, well, how do you do the thing? That's not a question I'm supposed to be answering right now. Okay. Game time. Wait. My memory is failing me. Did it. I did it. I was about to end the game. Not end the game, end the stream by accident. And I remember we were talking to Jake Marshall, and I got so many things wrong because I kept presenting the tape and I didn't need to. So I have like no life in this one. Oh Lord. I don't even know what happened. What if we start over and I just do it right again? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay, so trying to remember what happened. We found out, or we finally confirmed that Marshall was in the evidence room at the time of that apparent murder that didn't happen, because it wasn't a murder. It was just him. He had been there. He didn't get stabbed. It was what's his face? Goodman? Bruce Goodman. It was him in the video, not Bruce Goodman. Right. So Jake Marshall was wearing Bruce Goodman's clothes, and he walked into the evidence room. He was approached by I don't remember his name. It's Tab. Oh. I don't know. That guy, the guy. He was approached by that guy. Oh, actually, let me see if I can. If the tape should say their names. Never mind, it doesn't. Okay. And now Jake is kind of explaining himself as to why he was in the evidence room. But there was no murder. It said that it was the murder of Bruce Goodman, but I don't really know how they came to that conclusion when the blood on the floor belonged to the police officer instead of Goodman. Yeah, I don't really get it. I really don't understand how they were like, yeah, that was oh, it's because, I mean, yeah, it's because his ID card, right? So he was in there around the time that he died, but it doesn't really make sense that they were like, oh yeah, he died in there. Like, it doesn't make sense. So clearly someone wasn't doing their job. Anyways, This is his testimony. We're gonna read it all the way through, and then we'll probably press all his statements, because you should press all the statements. Always. Whenever I try to skip the pressing the statements phase, it never works out for me. That's why I don't have any more lives left. Okay. I had to do it that day. I just couldn't just stand by and let it die. Ooh, I read that weird. Sorry. I stole the detective's ID card and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. Yes. So I guess we'll press all of it. Yeah, we'll press all of his statements. Wait, I guess we'll just see what everybody else says. Okay, I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Okay. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I'd better take another look at the files. Okay. Let's take a quick look at the SL9 stuff. That just says SL9 on it. 221 SL9, which is the day of the murder, and probably also the day that the case was gonna get cleaned up and all that jazz. And this is not related to what we're doing right now. We have the switchblade knife, which is from there. I wonder why it was hidden in the muffler though. Who even put it there? ID card record, that's not important. This isn't SL9. So I don't see the screwdriver's relevance. There's nothing about it that really stands out, aside from the tag on it, but that just implies that it's AI-16 is written on the tag. It means it has nothing to do with the current case. Yeah, so what did he even want that one for? Goodman's lost item report, we already reviewed that. Scene of the stabbing, we don't need to check that right now. That's from the SL9. And it was wedged between the locker. We have a jar that is missing a piece, so we might want to ask him about that if we can. And then let's check the Joe Dark killings. Okay, incident number SL9. Perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder, sentence, death. Victims Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeff Bates, and Neil Marshall. Which I'm guessing that Neil Marshall is a brother, which might be the reason why he couldn't let the case die. Miles Edgeworth was there. Lana Skye and Emma Skye were witnesses. Which for some reason, this case is pretty sensitive for Emma. Executives, investigators, Damon Gant, and Lana Skye. Head investigator Bruce Goodman, investigators Jake Marshall, Angel Starr. Okay. So it's a family member who died for Marshall, so we'll just have to press him. Okay. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? That's all mine incident. 2 years had passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I... Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera? And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So it really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean that fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because the rubber glove just happened to be stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I mean, it kind of makes sense given that he had the switchblade, but why did he have it? Or maybe he didn't have the switchblade, but the switchblade was in the general area, so like, what happened? Wasn't expecting Officer Meekins, so I knocked him out. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Wait, you pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is one in a million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me, but I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out this way. I mean that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked out Officer Meekins. You knocked Officer Meekins out and... So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference though. The security tape was erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during the time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room, at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates that crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgewood, where's that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID and injuring a police officer this is no small offense. Oops. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. Can't just forget the SL9 incident, you know? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something that went down in at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling he'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. But it's not really... Because I'm gonna end up with the game over again. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. Okay, it was the right answer. I do like the way that the game kind of lets you know what to do and when to do it a little bit. Like, I'm glad that I listened to the game's cues being like, I should take a look at those files and I should try to show him what I think the reasoning is. And then also in his wording, he's like, I can't let go of the SL9 incident. Do you know why? And it's like, oh, I think I know why. Like, that's the response. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard that name. 2 years ago. Aw. You received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? Oh my god, a prosecutor? Oh, he was so cute in the little picture too. He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Wait, let me see. King of Prosecutors. Names of past recipients are etched on the plate. Oh, Von Carter is named. Okay. I just wanted to see if it mentioned his name. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And then the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. Aw. Well, I kind of already guessed that, but aw. He was investigating the murders with the Dalman Gant and the deputy chief of police. The group of detectives I was a part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. His eyes are interesting. I don't know if that's the way they usually draw eyes, but I think they're interesting. That's the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was what is that word? A-R-R A-R-R A-I A-I Arraign. Okay. Arraigned. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery is finally cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. Things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, the fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. which in turn means the only person that could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. But wait, a verdict isn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me, this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries of the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office, and the only suspect is Lana Sky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Edgeworth. Oh, I want to strangle him. Oh my god. Well, it would be objection. Or that works too. Or I rest my case. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security tapes is really fake, or really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Oh, someone said hold it. Who said hold it? Oh, it's Emma. Your Honor, wait. Emma. The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright. Are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense, please, Your Honor. All I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Oops, I forgot for a second. I got sidetracked. My fault. Emma, wait. I said I got distracted, but I also have to get my clothes out of the what's it called? The washer. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna put my laundry in the dryer. I just wanted to use the VR back stuff because I added it in there for a reason, you know? Welcome back. Wait, I came back before I was ready. My clothes are in the dryer now, at least. Okay, welcome back. I'm back. I'm paying attention. I'm here. Emma is on the stand. She went away earlier because she is about to explain it to us actually. So I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it. The names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with that crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Goodman's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. Oh. So did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not that much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, the handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? It happened after. Hold on. I think there is a problem because it's not in the video. So it was here, and we would have seen it on the camera because this is like where the camera is posted, like directly in front. Back to this video. We're gonna watch it again. It doesn't have any audio. Oh, his head was in front of it. But I'm pretty sure there's no handprint. Or at least, how did the handprint get there? Because it probably didn't get there while those two were in there. Oh, it starts over. Okay. And it was on the floor. What else happened? So it doesn't, I don't think it's present in the tape is the thing. Or that's one thing. There's something else I was gonna look at. This guy. I wonder if whose handprint is on that one. It's probably it's probably Gumshoe's handprint. And you can see that the handprint is like on his head. Okay. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still. If you can't find anything wrong with the blood mark, Lana will be... Okay. Where did he say it was? Cause it's on Gumshoe's locker, right? I think it's on Gumshoe's locker. Yeah, the blood is marked on the map, so I'm pretty sure it's Gumshoe's locker. Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If I've ever needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? We're gonna try the video. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something that hasn't been drawn on there? Oh, that's what he's talking about? Something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Okay, I don't know what Phoenix is talking about. Let us pray that the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. We are. I don't know. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use. Question is, which item can prove something is missing with the floor plans? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking it's the video because I was like, you can't see the handprint on the video, or it's not something that was made during the time of the video, because who put that handprint there and when type deal. Marshall wasn't wearing any gloves in that video either, so if there were any bloody handprints, they would belong to him and him alone, and it would have his fingerprints on it. Ooh, I would say that it's the video because you can see kind of everything from the video. We're gonna try the video.
Take that!
As they say back west, even a blind man can hit with a even a blind man can hit with buckshot. That is, as long as he's facing the general direction. It seems Mr. Wright's not sure which direction to face. It's no use. The more evidence there is, the greater chance of me being wrong. Just calm down, Mr. Wright. Try to remember what the evidence room was like on the day of the crime. What is it that bothers me about this blood mark? Please allow me another chance, Your Honor. I'll prove it this time. Let us. I don't know what it is. Oh no. I have absolutely no clue. Wait, we'll review the evidence first. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, it's gonna be something I can use. Prove something's missing in the floor plans. I'm thinking it could be the jar, because we did find that on the floor, but I don't know if that's like relevant. Switchblade, shoes. I don't know. I'm thinking the blue badger as well. I'm thinking maybe the vase. I'm gonna check. I really have no idea. What is this case called? It's like is it the turnabout? Okay, Phoenix Wright. His attorney. Walk through. I have to sneeze. I'm probably on episode 5. Yeah, I'm at episode 5. Okay, we're in trial ladder. Wait, nope. Trial former? Wait. I'm trying not to look at anything. Okay. We definitely are in a trial ladder though. Wait, is this day 2? We might be in day 3. Yeah, I accidentally pressed final day. Okay. This is Marshall's examination. Okay. Okay, I'm still missing something here. Still trial forward. Okay, this guide is terrible, by the way. Because it doesn't really explain what happens. It just says, pick this one, pick this one, pick this one. And it's like, what happened? Okay, I didn't even know we were still in Marshall's confession. But it's the Blue Badger. It's the Blue Badger. Because it's in the evidence, or it was in there at the scene of crime, but it's not on the thing, but I don't really understand why that's important. What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger. Mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So, watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Oh, so he was moved. Well, what? Oh, that's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot in the locker. Oh my god, mister. Oh my god. I see. Well, okay. I wasn't too far off. Well, at least I was like, well, someone was probably also in there because at the time of the video, there was no handprint put. Like, it wasn't Marshall's handprint, so like, whose handprint was it? And it wasn't Megan's handprint, so whose handprint was it? So it's like, what happened? But I see. Okay. Oh, I didn't expect that sprite. That was awesome. So that means, just exactly what does this, just exactly what does that mean? Got it. It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma. On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? And he put it down. After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Oh, I was thinking that it got moved afterwards. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 28th, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown in this tape. It had to have been. had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Oh my god. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. Oh my god. What? I wonder if there's anybody who was like 100% with Phoenix and they're like, yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking. Like I think Bro's just coming up with stuff. But I think he's partially coming up with stuff. But let's see. So the handprint was there from before, which does make sense because the Blue Badger was in the way. So we wouldn't have really been able to confirm or deny. And then someone got wind of the tape. I think Meekins had the tape. So there's the question of, I forgot where Meekins got the tape from, but I think Gant maybe had it before. Just like I'm saying completely outright that I did try to pin it on Gant before because he appeared in a way that I was like, oh yeah, he totally did it. Like there's no way, because they don't just introduce new characters unless they're involved, and he's definitely involved. He's definitely the killer. So, but just checking to see what happened. There was an ID card. So Bruce did not have his ID card. So that means he's not the one who took the stuff, maybe? Unless somebody else let him in. Because somebody went in the evidence room at 420 before Miles Edgeworth. And I'm thinking if he was murdered and stuffed into Miles Edgeworth's car, I wouldn't be too surprised. Because they were definitely trying to pin the murder on Edgeworth, and it just ended up being Lana instead. But let's just ride this one out. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the stalker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proved when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in the evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the evidence locker proves this. Very well, then tell us. When did the first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? Okay, I did see what it said on the guide, but it would be the ID card record, since that does show like the times that people have been inside of the evidence room. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. In order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh, the ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger Dino into the evidence room at, let's see, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? It wasn't Edgeworth. Yo, chill. There's one before that. Chill. Drop the act witness. Oh, I didn't even read what he said. He was like, I never would have expected that you would do that. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshalls failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. Full sevens. Oh, my dryer, it's done. Give me 1 second. Okay, hold on. It's a good thing that the music paused right for that moment. My dryer was making noises and I didn't want it to keep making noises. Yeah. Let's see how much time we've been on. An hour and 20? Not bad. We're making pretty good time. Excuse me. Okay, there's only one other card number remaining. It's just sevens. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 777777777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7777777. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least, at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against the executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? They're cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not you. To her, the defendant standing over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 77777. 7777777. Okay, I'm missing a number. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In the trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for the trial. At the time, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the laws. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. Dang! See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Dang, everybody got loud! Order, order, order! Lana's remark caused such a stir. Oh! We'll have to wait until the following day. So people can calm down. Oh my god. I wanna keep playing. But I do have to go to bed. It's like past my bedtime. I wanna see. And now we have to look around some more? I don't even know where to go. Okay, I do have to, I have to go to bed. This is a perfect time to leave off. Title screen. We're not even gonna read where we're gonna leave off at. It's just, oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. That guide is so, man. Oh, man. And we still don't know anything about the incident, or we don't understand why people would go to these lengths. I mean, okay, I do understand a little bit in the sense that if with Emma being involved in any capacity, that did put her life at risk. So I do understand Lana doing drastic things in order to try to get him arrested and convicted and stuff. Because if he was allowed to walk free at all, like if they didn't narrow down the suspect and get him like locked up, then her sister could have been in danger just because she was like related to the case. But a death sentence is crazy. That's crazy, because what if he didn't do it? I mean, he might have been an accomplice, but what if he didn't do it? And she forged the evidence. Like, I understand, because she probably did it to keep Emma safe. Like, I completely understand it, but oh, what if he didn't do it? She might have got an innocent man thrown in jail. It's crazy. Like, it's a good thing that from Edgeworth's reaction you can tell, like, I was about to be like, no, I never really thought that he forged evidence. Actually, I didn't. I fully and wholeheartedly never believed that he forged evidence. Not that he wouldn't have, but it's not that he's like he just does a little extra digging and he doesn't tell other people about it. But with the whole updated autopsy report thing, like, it's like, it didn't forge the evidence, he just got updated information, and we still came to the right conclusion. So, like, it's not like it pointed anybody in the wrong direction. So he probably didn't forge it, he's just cheating a little. And I don't know, just seeing how it's like, oh, he obviously is very, like, shaken up by, like, this revelation that his higher up forged evidence in order to get that verdict. Because even though because it's not just her sister that she was on the verge of losing, she also lost not a co-worker, but I guess a co-worker. Like, she lost one of her co-highs, you know? She lost a prosecutor as well. And the only way to make sure that she, like, just doesn't lose anybody else, we don't really know the other people that died or how they died or anything like that. We just know that they were killed, and one of them was prosecutor something Marshall. But it's just, wow, you know? Wow. I definitely didn't know what was going on at that point, though. I think this case in general has been pretty confusing in a way that the previous cases might not have been, if I can remember correctly. Because I don't think I was stumbling this hard, even though I did have I did have kind of a leg up, but I think with the last case also involved, like, a previous case that was, like, closing and the statute of limitations and all that stuff. So, there is that. The fact that it's not the first case that we've encountered in the first game of the Phoenix trilogy. To call back to a previous case that we don't know any information about and can't get any information about, and it being a case that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for that previous case. But it's still, like, I feel like this one's especially confusing, because at least for, like, it was Edgeworth who was involved in the last one, so it kind of, like, made sense, because it was, or not that it made sense, but it was like, it felt like it was kind of I think it was nicely put together and stuff with the whole like the first few cases. Like we were spending all this time with Edgeworth and interacting with him more and kind of breaking down his shell. He definitely wasn't as agreeable or as willing to sort of bounce back and forth with Phoenix and stuff. But I don't know, he was more rigid before, and he was slowly kind of warming up and being a little bit more open to like investigating the truth instead of pitting it on the person who got that the evidence pointed to, you know? Not that his conviction had really waned much, but he's definitely become seemingly a little bit more human, I guess, in my opinion, compared to how he was when he first started out in the game. And now is like kind of finally a case where because I think the last case we weren't even against Edgeworth, we were against Von Karma instead. Man, I'm starting to wish that I played the whole game on stream, but since I already kind of went through it, it would have been missing the point a little bit. Just a little bit. Or not missing the point, but it would have been, like I wouldn't have been experiencing it for the first time like I wanted to do with this one, where I'm experiencing it for the first time, basically. And I haven't seen any gameplay of it. I don't really know what's going on, like genuinely. Whereas the other ones, I did know what was going on. And there wasn't really much in terms of connecting the dots. I don't know. It's just, I wonder if it's a good thing that I'm this confused or a bad thing that I'm this confused. It's a good thing because in a game where you have to connect the dots, it would be nice if it was a little clearer in the beginning and stuff like, but it's good that I have, you know, Phoenix and the game to sort of give me clues and kind of lead me in the direction that we're supposed to go in, even if I can't really figure it out for myself. But I don't know what Phoenix is on about. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I don't mean to. I'm just so, like, confused. It's finally kind of coming together, at least, because I understand why Marshall did what he did. And now we know what happened in the evidence room, which is nice. We're slowly but surely uncovering information, which is great. We're learning that everyone that we have met is involved with the SL9 case. Everyone except for Phoenix. We didn't even get anything out of Emma. Like, Emma was just like, the handprint, it has something to do with it. Like the fact that it doesn't have anything to do with what we were talking about this whole time means that it's kind of related, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I wish someone would just tell me, but they can't. Or not that they can't, but these people don't like Phoenix like that. So they're not gonna just be like, oh, this is exactly what happened. Like, it's not like two friends that are gonna be catching up over sandwiches or something. But during this last day of the investigation, I wonder what we're gonna find out. Like, what are we gonna investigate? What are we gonna find out? I have no idea. I have no idea where this is gonna go. And I did kind of see it, like, on the guide, because I was trying to find the next part that we were at. But I'm still like really confused. I just saw something about like an accomplice or something. Like I saw the word accomplice, but I don't really know. I don't know. And what was Lana doing? She won't tell us. That's the main problem. I think it's because Lana, this is the first time where, this is probably the first time where we saw, or where we had a defendant who just wouldn't tell us a single thing. Like not even a single thing. She didn't tell us anything. That's probably the problem. Because if she would just be like, oh, I didn't do it, then that would be nice. And then it could be like, well, what happened? Tell me what happened that day. What were you doing in the garage of the prosecutor's office? What happened? But I feel like, I don't know. We'll find out next week. Not next week. This upcoming Sunday. Hopefully. I think I worked this Sunday. I didn't work last Sunday. That's why I was busy and stuff. But hopefully this upcoming Sunday we'll find out more. I was really hyped. Really hyped. I had a lot of energy for this stream. That's good. I thought I was gonna be sleepy, but I'm not, which is good. Okay. I don't know how to end these. We already know this. This is not new information. So I'm gonna turn on the music early to get me in the mood. That was great. I love Ace Attorney. It's very confusing. I feel like it's definitely not to the case's disservice. It's just a game where, or not a game, but a story where everything is shrouded in mystery and we're slowly uncovering things. It's not a case that, like, it's just the story is happening backwards, if that makes sense. And that's okay. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just wonder if it's okay for me to feel this confused. But I think it's supposed to be, I think it's intentional. I think it's supposed to keep you like kind of guessing, keep you wondering, like, and keep you moving forward, because you're like, okay, this murder happened, this person isn't telling me anything, let me find as much information as I can. And that's literally what this has all been. It's just finding as much information as you can, or trying to confirm the things that you already know, and then usually you get kind of disproved in some way. At least in your own thoughts. Phoenix himself doesn't really get disproved because he doesn't really jump the gun in the same way that you, the player, would. But like, it's like, okay, what's going on with this handprint that you left? What's going on? You were at the scene of the murder, and in your head you're like, he did it. He killed him. But it's like, no, he didn't. He didn't. You're just being silly. I forgot to do the transition thing. But yeah, it's a game that keeps you guessing. I'm excited for the next time we play. I hope that I don't struggle too much on the investigation portion, but because I have no idea what we're going to be looking for, we'll see. I'm definitely still on the boat of, they were trying to originally pin Edgeworth for murder, but it ended up being Lana instead. Or maybe Lana really did do it, and she ends up getting the guilty verdict. Maybe this is going to be Phoenix's first guilty verdict Wouldn't that be crazy if that was the way that the game turned out? But I hope that you also look forward to the next entry in this series. And also, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Thank you for... I'm yawning. Thank you for sharing this experience with me and whatnot. I hope that you have a good rest of the week, I guess, until we see each other again. Good night. Goodbye. Good night. Good night. Goodbye.